Hello, my name is Brian. This is Good Badgers beta. It is a sort of reminder service primarily for people with ADHD to help remember to do the things you want to remember to do, whether that is, you know, um, vacations or tasks off in the future, or regular sort of recurring cleaning tasks you might otherwise forget about, or, to talk to your friends who you don't see all the time, or, make sure you eat all the food in your cupboard without forgetting and letting things go off. So just a sort of not a traditional to-do system with very explicit list task kind of connections, um, and with very specific due dates, but more just replicating me as a uh, gently nagging parent, saying, "Hey, this is something you said you want to do, and you said you want to do it today, and then you can do it or not do it, but it's sort of a, you know, some just tapping you on the shoulder, being a nice good badger, because that's my joke." So right now it's in a beta. Uh, there's no uh, there's no immediate registration. You need a specific key. But it's free. It's open. Just send me an email at brian@goodbadgers.com, and I'll send you a key. Just sort of keep track of new users as I'm scaling some stuff out still. So I have a key here. This key won't be valid by the time you see this video. It's one-time use. So if you like it and think a friend would like it, don't forward a key. Just email me or get them to email me, and I'll pass it along. Again, brian@goodbadgers.com. There's a link at the bottom of the page. A link right there or right there. So I'm just going to go into the registration page, and I'm going to say, what is this? I'm recording this on, actually, this is my local copy, so I can name it whatever I want. And then do this, and which this bit here with the plus and whatever, this is a Gmail, Google Apps domain. So you can do it with any Gmail account. You can do a little plus and then some other text string, and then use it as an alias, which is pretty cool. Um, and then I'm going to put a thing. I'm going to put that. So I don't really need the name yet, but anyway, just create an account. And so what happens when you create? So I'll back up. This is the intent of this is to be a short, get it sort of overview, getting started thing, and I'll dive into other sections um, as I go in other videos. But just give a quick overview of the sort of structure. So it is not a traditional to-do list, but there are lists and tasks. And the task is something, so when you create the account, it creates a couple lists and tasks just so you can get an idea of some of the things possible, a little hand holding, a little simple information, but just very quickly. So like there's task information, you can define a lot of criteria of it. So you can say when, time of year should be available and how much often you should do it and stuff like that. This will be explained in the task video, so I won't go into too much here, but you can just kind of mess around and see how it works. And then in the list is like a live search of tasks. So tasks can appear in multiple lists over time, depending on the criteria. So this one should have one because this is a sample anytime task. But this could also appear depending on the conditions of the task and what the search parameters of this list are. They can sort of, you can set it here and determine how many, what period of time the list is looking for, and tags and categories and sort of offset rates. I'll go into this more in the other one, another video. But you can also just get like a number of them. So right now it's showing just one. But so if you had like, like a grocery list of food you have to eat, you get a reminder every day, which is something we do. So you get like 5 things, but it's always different 5 things. The list isn't always the same. So the reminders are different each day. And we also do that for our like family fun night with our son. So we, have board game and craft activity suggestions and stuff, and they're different every time. And the tasks only appear in the list when they're valid. So if you say you want a task to only be done once a month, then you do it and you come back to the list. It won't be there until it's applicable, but you can also set the list to look ahead. And so the idea there is just to keep things top of mind in a sort of organic way and a pretty lightweight. So if you don't do the task when it's here, like if you don't have time or you're just not motivated or a million other reasons, it doesn't like build up. So you don't have like a homepage of like overdue tasks. They just cease being visible. Like they're still in the system, but they will only show you what is appropriate for that day, and there's no carryover. And that's just to kind of reduce stress for myself. And then I realized that's also would be possibly appropriate to other people, because that's the intent of this whole thing, is just to see if anyone else, like the beta part of it, I mean, to see if other people would find it useful, and I'll, continue to expand it and stuff if it is. And then, so because it is an ADHD thing, here's the idea: get the list task, loose a couple, but you might not remember to go to the website. So I have reminders. So you can see here on this anytime list, um, it says the list has currently no reminders. So it's a big red. Um, so what you can do is you can set a reminder time, and I'm going into this slightly more detailed than the other ones, just because it's appropriate too. So you can set like a day of the month, like, right now it's December 31st, so I could set it the 31st or the last day of the month if I want a reminder today. But I can also just say pick a day, so it's Saturday. So you have to, this is kind of the format for the date selection throughout the site, and it's additive. So if you have, like, this means no days will be selected. So if I say like Tuesday and Saturday, and I want December and January at noon, then an email with the contents of this list each day, like recalculated, the list contents get recalculated each day, because it caches once a day, and you can just, if there was more than one item in this list, I could hit refresh list and it would change it. Right now it's just the one, so it'll always look the same, but it stays for the day. So every day you get a different list or a different subset of the list, at noon delivered to this email address. And oh, I just deselected it by clicking the button. So what this allows me to do here is, because this is used for my whole family, which is the three of us, but we only have one account. So this is like the family account. But then what I can do here is I can say like, this is obviously very awesome test data, but I can say, I can add another email, and I will add verification for this at some point. But like I say, at this exact moment, it's just me using it, so I didn't need to worry about that, but it's on my list of things. So you won't in future be able to spam people. But, um, so like, this one, so this is the reminders. This shows all the reminders. You can't actually link through to the list it's on, which I forgot to do, but you can also add it. You can add a reminder here and then select which search to do. But I will go back to anytime this way. And so you can see here which addresses should receive reminders for this search. I can then toggle that on and off. So that allows you to have sort of a family account. So we could have this list could be just for me if I'm Brian plus New Year's, and then have another list that only gets sent out to New Year's 2. And so if all of these reminders, and I can set as many reminders as I want. If I set a whole bunch of them, it'll all go to just me because it's a list setting. But if you want to have basically the same tasks sent at different times to different people, you could just create multiple lists with the same search criteria. And let's see, and I also have goals. So the goals is still pretty well, it's all a lot of development. The idea here is like saving goals and spending goals, and then just, you know, any kind of goal tracking, sort of loosely 43 things ish, if you remember that. But so for example, I could have here, I could put, like I use this for spend tracking. So I have like a month, I have a grocery and a discretionary amounts. And so I have like, I can say here, I can say discretionary, and my goal is to spend, and it's the Canadian dollar. And I might say like, if I have 250 a month that I'm going to spend just, my mad money. And I can tag this with monthly because that's what I do. And then if I go here, I can say, here's my discretionary. And then I can come to the website when I buy something, and I go, oh, okay, I just spent like, $19.99 at like Walmart. And it saves the recipient suggestions and everything. And then it tracks the spending. And then there's a saving version of that. If you want to save up, you can set due dates and all sorts of stuff. And then you can also just track like if you want to increase or decrease something. So if you want to, increase the amount of weight you can lift, or decrease the time it takes you to run, or weight, or any other kind of goal you want to just track the overall progress on. There's a million things I can add to that. And you can, kind of cool is you can do this. So if I want the spending and I want to say this is monthly, which is, I only have one thing, so it'll work. But I have here, I can just like copy that URL and then come back to it. So I have that bookmarked on my phone. So every time I buy something, I go and open it, and then I remember how much money I have left and how screwed I am for the month. Anyway, and that's a reminder thing. So this is actually much shorter than I thought it would be, which is good. So yeah, there will be other videos where I detail more of the category, or the hierarchy of the thing. And this is the homepage that shows like a list that's appropriate today, a task that's appropriate today, reminders and goals, little prompt there. And then when you say you've done stuff, so if I say I did this, This won't disappear from the list because it's set to be done as many times as you want. But if you set it to be done or to be doable, pardon me, once a week, it would disappear when like in the next day, like it was saved for the day, and then when the cache resets, it would disappear because it wouldn't be something to do anymore. So you only get to see what you should focus on. And by doing that, though, come down here and I have a little recent activity. It just shows the most recent 5, but at some point I'll make a page specific to that. But anyway, if you think this is cool or possibly interesting, you want to give it a try, it's goodbadgers.com and send me an email at brian@goodbadgers.com and I will send a key, and there will be more videos that will serve as my really quick, lightweight documentation for this. So thanks. I hope you like it. I hope you try it, and I hope you like it, and let me know.